Hello, my name is Dave, and I am with Anderson Manufacturing. We're at a local RV place, Vista RV in Idaho Falls, Idaho. We want to go over the basic installations of our universal Ranch Hitch Adapter. The universal Ranch Hitch Adapter will take any conventional fifth wheel RV and turn it into a gooseneck. Obviously, the first thing you want to do when you get the adapter is inspect the packaging. Make sure there was no damage in freight. Make sure that there's nothing that was already open that looks like it might be missing pieces or it might have been used on a previous application. Once you open up your box, there's going to be certain things you're going to want to look for to make sure that it was packaged correctly from the manufacturer and nothing ever fell out in transit. The instruction manual for our offset adapter is identical to the one with our original adapter. The only difference is the stinger that we'll put in place, and we'll show that later on. The other thing you're going to have in there is you're going to have a box. And inside the box that you pull out, you're going to find various things in there. The first things you're going to want to make sure is you have all the pieces that are supposed to be there. You can compare those with the packing slip with all the part numbers. What you're going to find is what we call a spanner wrench. You're going to find 4 nuts and bolts with lock washers. And you're also going to find some split collars. You'll also have the 2 set screws. And you'll find some miscellaneous fasteners, and we'll go through their uses later on. And so inside the box, all you're going to have is the installation manual. You're going to have this kit, and then you're also going to have the product itself. We call the silver part the stinger. And you'll have also the adapter base. Inside the adapter base, you're going to find the threaded collar that you're going to want to unspin and take out. And what you're going to find is that has already been pre-greased at one time with anti-seize. As you look at the threaded collar system that is installed over the kingpin itself, you will notice there will be X's on one side of all 3 pieces that are needed for this. Those X's are critical. They all need to face down, and so you will only find them on one side of these pieces. To be able to use the adapter again on another RV, you're going to want to make sure you're using anti-seize lubricant on all connecting points. And you will also want grease on the outside of these tapered collars where the threaded collar will seat tightly. And once again, I'm making caution to make sure that all those X's face downward so that the tapers are going to work just fine for us. So those 2 split collars have the taper, and the threaded collar seats over them. You'll want to pull that finger tight, and at that moment you're going to want to just make sure it becomes tight enough that you can spin the base onto the threaded collar. To do so, you can either use our slide hammer and just real simply tap it just snug. You're not looking to tighten this at this moment. Especially with a gear puller, use caution. 1 turn at the maximum just to make sure it is snug. Once you know that this threaded collar is seated tightly either through the gear puller or the slide hammer itself, you'll want to make sure you just get some little bit more anti-seize grease on the threads. At this moment, you are able to install the adapter base. We call the black part the base, and we call the silver part the stinger. And all you're looking for here is lining up the threads, and you'll begin spinning this on. And as the adapter becomes tight to the kingpin plate itself, it actually starts pulling those threaded collars down tighter and tighter. At this point, you will take the spanner wrench, which accompanied the product inside the packaging. And you will notice there is a drilled hole in the adapter base itself. That hole has one primary purpose, and that is to make sure that we have this adapter go as tight as possible to the pin plate as can be. And you will just begin using that as your leverage. From that point, you will need to grab a 4-foot pipe and slide it over the spanner wrench itself, and with 2 people pulling with all they can, try to tighten that as much as possible. Once you have tightened the adapter base to the king plate as tight as possible, what you will need to do is secure it to the kingpin itself by either using the bolts provided or tack welds. If you have an open pin box, the 4 nuts and bolts that came with this, you simply would drill a 9/16 inch hole into the king plate itself and install 4 bolts evenly spaced. In the application we are using today, we have an enclosed pin box. You do not have access to the top of the pin plate itself, so you cannot use the nut and bolts which came with this. At this point, you would need to find a welder, and you need 1-inch tack welds, 4 of them evenly spaced with good penetration. you're now ready to install the coupler itself. What you have is you have 3 inches worth of adjustability up and down so you can keep a level trailer as you are towing down the highway. One thing that you'll find very important, you will find a scribe line on the adapter itself, and that scribe line you do not want ever protruding any lower than the adapter base itself. Once you find the determined distance that you need that stinger or coupler to be, at that moment you're going to want to grab the 2 set screws which were supplied with the adapter, and you're going to want to tighten those. And when you're installing these, you're going to want 180 foot-pounds of torque. One of the unique features of the Ranch Hitch Adapter is its capability to engage and disengage the coupler from outside your pickup with the use of a handle. This handle has 2 self-tapping screws that came with the kit to install under the overshot of your RV. Simply find a place where it can attach into your frame, just not into the sheet metal. Included in the hardware package, you will find miscellaneous pieces to install the braking system to the tow vehicle. You will want to take the quick release snap and put that over the cable itself of the pull-away brake. And inside the bed of your truck, you will have the eye bolt, which we supplied with the Ranch Hitch Adapter. And as you connect your RV or disconnect your RV, use that quick release snap. Our Ranch Hitch Adapter is now also available in an 8-inch offset, which is perfect for those with a short bed truck that need more clearance. This offset adapter has all of the same great benefits as our other adapter. The great advantages is the offset capability, and it still carries the 24,000 pound gross and the 6,000 pound tongue weight capability. We at Anderson Manufacturing appreciate your interest in the universal Ranch Hitch Adapter. As you can see, one of the greatest benefits of having the Ranch Hitch Adapter is having the freedom of your bed accessible to you the whole time you are recreating. There's no longer a pin plate in your bed of the pickup. The few minutes it takes for installation will bring years of enjoyment with your fifth wheel connected to the Ranch Hitch Adapter.